So we have made it through section 2 of PLC programming from scratch. At this point, you really should have an idea of what a PLC is, what it's used for, when you would call on a PLC, when you would probably relegate something to a computer or maybe some simpler relay-based controls. You should feel pretty comfortable looking at the RSLogix 500 GUI, Graphical User Interface. You should know how to navigate around the program a little bit. When I click into a program file and scroll down to rung 10, you shouldn't be too lost. You should know basically where I am, how a program flows. The term ladder logic should make a lot more sense to you now if it didn't already. You've probably seen enough program now to know why it's called ladder logic. If not, the screen in front of you should give you an example. It kind of looks like a ladder. You should know that a program obviously reads starting in the first program file. It's going to read from top to bottom, starting at rung 0, going to rung 1. It's going to jump to subroutines as necessary. You know, it scans very quickly and iterates through that program several times a second. Another thing that you're going to want to take out of this section, if you're not already doing it, is when you think about how a machine works and how a process works, I want you to think about it in terms of inputs, conversions, and outputs, especially as it pertains to our PLC. What we're really doing is controlling outputs based on inputs. There's a conversion in the middle, and that's what our PLC does. It makes a logical conversion based on the inputs, based on the program. Eventually we'll see that it's also based on some operator settable characteristics, set points and inputs like that determine what those outputs are, when and how they do what they do. So once we really start looking at a process as input-output conversion, this PLC programming is going to start making a lot sense, and we're going to start writing and understanding and creating logic a lot more naturally. So stick around. In the next section, we're going to get into I/O. We're going to start discussing the signals coming in, the signals going out, how to classify them, and how to deal with them.